Emma. All right.
I was like, why did you say my name like that?
It's just maybe the most fun name to say because of that one TikTok with the Aussie chicks.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't? No, okay.
No, I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay.
Well, I'll send it to you after we're done.
Okay.
Hello and welcome. It's HardLore time.
It's HardLore time.
It's HardLore time.
How's it going, Bo?
It's going. I'm steamed, brother. That's how it's going.
You're heated. You're fired up.
I'm fired up. It's 4th of July. Fireworks are going off. I can't have my damn air conditioner on because
the Aurora Borealis is fucking going
Yeah, they
off.
can't see that. That's just Zoom. Come on, brother.
Oh.
You got to think fourth dimensionally. Fuck.
Well, you should see it.
Real
It's
quick,
beautiful.
let's apologize for the audio from last stream from my microphone. We're still working on that and trying to figure out why all of a sudden I got real loud. Sorry.
We'll figure it out someday. But more importantly, Bohan, we have a very special guest.
Who do we got?
My good friend Emma from Dying Wish, the legendary metalcore act, carrying the torch for the genre. Emma, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. That was the nicest introduction ever.
We're honored to have you. The first woman on the show.
It's true.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Come on.
That is accurate.
We should talk about that.
We should. Well, we've
We've
tried.
only
to
had
be
like
fair.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just kidding.
We've tried.
Yeah, we have
But-
tried.
It's an accurate
But,
ratio, yeah.
How many?
This is also like week 3 of trying to get you on. So
And we don't have a guest every time, Emma. So why don't we?
it's true.
That's true. Sorry. You know what? It's my fault. I've been really flaky. Apologize about that.
No. No.
The first of many women. Okay.
Yes.
But
yeah.
you have the honor of being number 1.
Emma has a very thorough scheduler, day planner. She's
This
a
is true.
scheduler.
We learned that.
She penciled us in.
Every detail of my life is in that thing. It's all the way over there. Otherwise, I would show you.
We're also starting like 5 minutes early. So thank you so much for
Being flexible.
for booting 5 minutes out of your day for us lowly folk.
Of course.
You've been going hard as fuck the past couple years.
Yeah, it's especially like the last year. We've been. I think we did 4 full U.S. tours since September, technically. So yeah, it's been busy.
Wow.
4 U.S. tours? Oh
Since September, and it's July. So that's 4 tours in 9 months. That's a busy boy.
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Thank you for asking. It's been like kind of shocking and very overstimulating. It's been an adjustment to make for sure, but I'm doing well. I just am trying to find the balance on the road because we haven't really toured very much before the pandemic. We did a couple weeks here, like a regional support. But I'm trying to find a balance for me because it's gone from being in the pandemic and staying home and, really enjoying my company by myself and then being surrounded by 5 other people every single second of every day. So it's an adjustment.
One of which is Gabe Becerra.
That's true.
And
Shout
I know
out
what that's
Gabe
like.
the Pigeon.
You've also, before these many tours, started pumping freaking raw iron 2 to 3 days straight at a time.
Oh, man.
How is that
Yeah,
on tour? Because I haven't toured since being a guy who cares about his well-being. So I'm curious what that's like.
It's hard. It's hard because here at home, I go 4 days a week. I have a 4-day a week routine. And then on the road, I go to Planet Fitness.
Fuck yeah.
Gabe and I will go to Planet Fitness in the morning sometimes and we'll work out and then take a shower. But when you haven't eaten anything in the morning because you wake up in the parking lot of a Planet Fitness, that can get kind of rough.
You do that?
And yeah,
Wait.
sometimes.
Are you guys a hotel band or are you just roughing it?
It really depends. We
Depends on
like
the tour.
hotels.
Yeah, totally.
The Acacia Strain tour was such a blessing because we played 2 shows in every city. So we got a hotel or a place to stay like every other night, essentially. But Pedro and Sam love to rip overnight drives. If it's like 6 hours or more, we'll drive because like it's just easier to get to where we're going and then, you know, figure out everything day of and not have to like stress about loading in, you know.
How old are they, Pedro and Sam?
We're all the same age. Andrew is 29, actually, I think now, but we're all like 27. I turned 20 in September. We're all like kind of in the same age range there.
27 was the beginning of the end for yours truly. That's when every part of my well-being started falling apart.
Other limbs started farting.
Straight up. Just doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry, man. I'm still on the
and
one.
I don't have insurance. I haven't been able to get it checked out. You know?
Oh, jeez. Well, I'll just listen to a couple farts once we wrap here. I'll let you know. I can diagnose them pretty good at this point. Waking up in the parking lot of Planet Fitness. To me, I'd be like, how well do you sleep? Are you a good van sleeper, or do you wake up like, fuck, another day?
They have a whole setup too. Tell them about your gimmick, yeah.
So we have a Sprinter van and a trailer, and it's a freaking Freightliner diesel, so it's a big thing.
Wow.
And 2 seats up front, and then there's Gabe's bench right behind. So he always sleeps on the bench right behind the driver's seat.
That's where I sleep too, Gabe. Right now.
Yep. He
That's
loves
the Alec
that spot.
bench.
He claimed it day one.
Mm-hmm.
He learned that from Alec Faber, who he learned a lot from, the easy way or the hard way.
I get motion sick, so if I can sit up and be by like the air or whatever, that helps me. Great. It's my favorite.
Yeah, sometimes he'll sit there with the light on, like after we leave the venue, and he and I have this bit because I like do not like when the lights are on at all, and he'll just have the light on and just like chill while it's like really dark and
while you're in motion.
Yeah,
that's illegal, Gabe. My dad told me.
He doesn't care. It's funny. But yeah, behind that, we took out a bench. Oh, sorry. Continue.
No,
I want to talk about Gabe as much as possible because he's
we could
hilarious.
do that. Yeah.
No,
and he'd love that because I know he's going to watch.
This is your time. I don't want to interrupt you ever.
Okay. Well, real quick, behind Gabe's bench, there's like, we took out a bench. So there's just the floor. And then we got this mattress pad that we put a fitted sheet over, and we put the mattress pad on the ground, and then there's the back bench. So 2 people sleep on the mattress pad, 1 person sleeps like on the back bench, and then there's the driver and someone will sleep passenger. And like the guys will tell you this too, I'm like kind of spoiled when it comes to like sleeping spots because like my instrument is my voice and like I need to rest. So I usually sleep pretty comfortably in the van, but I would prefer a hotel most of the time.
I can't believe that you can, like, I sing too, you know. Nobody understands that about this, the sport that we're in, Emma. Everybody just says, fuck you. You're on your own, you piece of shit. And
dude, I'm thinking about the second someone turns on a light in the Harm's Way van, the second, like Chris is a sauce man. He loves, if we get Taco Bell, fire sauce, it's going on, right? And and it'll be like light on. Yo, you done with that light? Like every fucking time.
That's me.
That vine of like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like that's James. Like
Taylor can't stand a light.
Yeah, that shit cannot be on.
So we generally don't eat in motion so that we can eat with the lights on.
That makes perfect sense.
Because Taylor's a big like, it's illegal. I'll get pulled over.
And you know what's funny is I get secondhand anxiety because I don't want James to get pissed. So I'm like,
turn that light out, man. Too. James is gonna get mad at us. You don't like him when he's angry.
Oh man. Yeah, it's illegal.
We can't like go through drive-thrus anymore. So like,
because you're Sprinter,
because of the trailer.
Holy shit,
the trailer. We'll get stuck. I mean, I don't even think it's so tall. It's like over 9 feet tall. I don't even think we could make it. So we
Sprinter in America feels taboo. You know?
Well, dude, there's no everything's a transit now.
Oh, so the E350 is just gone.
It's gone.
Wow.
That's why we were trying to sell ours, because we were like, well, maybe we can make, and we had no takers. But
so it's
if you're
Sprinter
interested
or
in
a thing you don't fit in.
What?
It's Sprinter or a thing you don't fit in.
They have the transits and it's all individual seats. Even the benches are like scooped, so you can't lay across them without like a board or some gimmick.
I'll quit music.
Unbelievable.
You put me in
the
that
other thing
thing,
too, though, is like
swinging.
Nick and Chris are the kings of like, we stop at a rest stop and there's a Denny's, and they'll like Chris will go in and get like an order of scrambled eggs.
What?
Then be in the to go, and then be in the van and need the light on. So it's like, it's not that we're all eating. Chris just decides like, I'm gonna get some fucking eggs from Denny's or something.
Scrambled eggs in the van is brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. There's very few less mobile foods than a scrambled egg. Wrap it in a tortilla or something, brother. So Gabe, huh? What's wrong with him like now? I feel like I created the monster that is Gabe.
Oh, Gabe, he rocks. He's I think a lot of us tend to be like a little quieter, and like, we're like a jokey band. Like, we've got a lot of bits and stuff, but Gabe's just like kind of he's like the most talkative one, and he's like always like doing some crazy stuff to like make people laugh. Like, I don't know, he's an entertainer for sure.
He's like a jester. He's the Dying Wish local jester.
Yeah.
The clown, sad.
He just juggles to get Dying Wish laughing.
He's always like screaming or like, I don't know, just he does this like scream that, I don't know.
I feel funny. Like, so he had done like one other tour when we initially brought him on tour, and he referred to it as the Momentum Tour because he toured with Momentum for one, and two, it was the only tour he had done. So every sentence had a trigger that was like, oh, this one time in the Momentum Tour. And I feel like he's thriving now, and I love to see it. He's doing great. But we prepared him in like the most brutal way possible. Because it was basically like we had to train him, he wasn't ready.
How much older are you guys than he is? Because Gabe and I are the same age, so.
What is he, 27?
So we're kind of like on the same. You don't want to answer that. I see.
Colin's frozen.
No, I froze. That's fine.
Oh, you actually froze?
Yeah, I did. Is he 27?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm 3 years older than him, but Sean Martin's in the van. My brother's in the van. Alec is in the van.
Taylor's my age.
Alec is 33, I think. 32, 33. He'll let me know. He'll correct me after this. So I'm the closest one to Gabe. And I'm like, I got to be the nice guy, when Alec is throwing fucking shoes at him and whatnot. Well, he needed it. Even Gabe would be like, I needed it. I needed the shoe.
Everyone in Dying Wish loves Gabe. Like, he's literally like the sixth member of the band at this point. He's our tour manager now.
It's not that we don't love Gabe. We love Gabe. And that's why it was like, Gabe, I have to punish you so that you can thrive, Yeah. Suffer to return harder.
Terror was notorious for that. For Road Dogs. And it started with Buried Alive too. There's like
Look at Andy.
Yes, that's right. Well, the guy who used to sing for Convicted, Charlie, road dogged with Buried Alive and Terror for a long time. And there was like a story. God, it was either, I hope I'm not fucking, I'm fucking the story up in one way, but it was either the Buried Alive van like caught on fire, or it was the Fall Out Boy van, because he toured with them as well when they were in a van, and reached in. He was in his underwear because he was sleeping and it was hot. The van caught on fire. They all got out, and then he reached in and grabbed a bag of money, but he grabbed the coins. Because we're talking 90s and not the paper money.
Not the bills.
Not the bills.
So his money did jiggle and didn't fold.
Yes.
Very sad. Emma, we got some stock questions here now, but we'll get into the specifics of this. We'll finish off with food because that's where we like to really go off the fucking deep end.
And she's vegan, so
so we're gonna disagree, but also I guess we'll get into. So you and I, kind of first spent like extended amount of time with each other on that Twitching Tongues Vamakara thing, right? Mm-hmm. But did we meet at Monty's?
Monty's Good
You remember
Burger?
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that? It was me, you, Dom, and other.
Yeah. I think so. Here's the thing. I think that we've probably met many times before,
sure.
like whether it be like a show in Portland, because I remember you guys like playing a basement, and then you played Analog, and then Rainfest. But like that was the first time we'd ever like actually like met.
Like hello.
was Monty's, yeah.
Hello, I'm blank. Hello.
But
I'm
was
blank.
that not after that?
I feel like
Twitching
it was
Tongues tour?
before. It had to have been before.
I met Dom on the Twitching Tongues tour.
Then
and
it was.
I was
then it was
friends
after.
with Dom.
It was after.
Yeah.
But that was like peak eating disorder mania for me, and I'll never forget that day because I walked there, and that's like 8 miles from my apartment.
Oh my God.
Shit.
So I was like, I got there, and I was just like,
Emma, we
I
definitely
remember
met
spending
at Hawthorne.
$50.
Oops,
Yeah. Sorry.
Definitely.
I was
No,
just
it's
going to
okay.
say I remember spending $50 on food at Monty's that day.
I've never gone back.
No.
Oh, the sea was angry that day, and I'm the fucking sea. Bo, what were you gonna say?
Emma, did you book shows at Hawthorne, or were you working, like running the show, or like what were you doing in what capacity there?
Both.
Cool.
So the first thing I ever did at Hawthorne was book Trapped Under Ice there. And then, I was working as a stagehand for some reason,
Okay.
because I was like looking to get into production. I worked Trapped Under Ice, and then I became
Trapped Under
a
Ice
production
had
manager.
stagehands.
Well, I booked that show, and then I believe, any show at the Hawthorne, you have at least one stagehand and front of house that also helps load.
Hawthorne's a cool venue, actually. I enjoy it very much. We always it's always good every time we've played there. I think we've only played maybe 3 or 4 times, but
Have I ever
It's all-
been there, Emma? Would you know?
I don't think so. That's like kind of a rare experience, Bo. I mean, I love the Hawthorne. Like, I grew up in the industry in that venue, and like I'm really proud of the work that I have done there. But I've heard a lot of people say really bad things about it. So
no
I'm
way.
glad that you liked it.
Yeah, I had a blast. like genuinely, all the shows were always good. The last time we were there, we headlined and Soft Killed played, and it was fucking awesome.
I heard that every band that plays there gets a stagehand, so that's
Yeah.
that'd keep me coming
Barely
back.
any green room. It's the size of my closet. So that's
And-
like the big complaint. But
Yeah, that's probably the only. But there's a dope grocery store right across the street, so you're eating
Yeah, and
good.
coffee.
There's restaurants, coffee. Yeah, great venue. I actually really like it a lot. Colin, I have a story. So we played there on the Black Dahlia tour that we did, and you know, Emma, you know how there's like 2 green rooms on either stage left and stage right, and they're like raised. So Colin, if you go to like there's like a small stair set, and then if you go to like the landing that's in front of the green room, you can like look basically over the band playing from like either stage right or stage
So
left.
if I personally do that, I can see the band playing.
You got to clear it with Emma probably, but yes.
yeah. Yeah.
But on the opposite side of the stage, so literally across, it was fucking Iron Reagan playing.
Iron Regan.
Was a representative from a record label who was talking to us, who was interested in talking to us, and this person was just like we were watching Iron Reagan, they're having a cool like thrash set, you know, just lots of stage dives and stuff, and he was just staring at us, just from across the way, like the whole time. And then we like met him, introductions were made, took us out to eat right up the street. And everyone ordered something, and you know, I think it was actually just me, Chris, and James, because at the time Nick and the other person who was with us, it wasn't Casey, wasn't
Just
in the band,
lackeys.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were eating, and Chris ordered. Chris is vegetarian, and he ordered, you know, a salad or whatever. And record label guy said, "You fuck, have some meat."
Oh my God. They took us to Wood Ranch. Oops. That same label. We went to Wood Ranch. So Colin ate good that day, but didn't eat no fucking salad, I'll tell you
Ate
that.
great, just, you know, met an individual who we hadn't met before, who's very much from like the old school, you know.
He is, yeah. You got to rock the fuck out of this place tonight, guys.
Yeah. It was cool. It was fun.
Emma,
Yes.
do you have, when I say worst show you've ever played, is there something that comes to mind that makes your body temp raise like 4 to 8 degrees?
Yeah, I have one that there was just so many things wrong with it that we left that venue that day and I was fucking pissed, you know.
Ooh.
It was when we were first a band. We were playing Houston, and it was a matinee show.
Strike
So
two.
already, yeah. And this was a long time ago, so I don't remember a whole lot, minus the crowd was like, all right. And then after we stopped playing, and I have the utmost respect for a lot of front of house people, but, you know, there's like kind of like this trope of local front of house guys like being assholes.
It's
not
barely a trope. It's 99.12%.
There's no, it's not like there's smoke without fire.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Right.
If they don't have an iPad, they're bad. They're a bad person.
Oh man, the iPad. But yeah, no, this guy felt the need to get onto the PA after we played and mock the way that my talking voice sounds as compared to my screaming voice. Yeah. And the rest of the bands had men in them. And so they all just were really mad about it. And I just remember being like, please don't address it. Like, it doesn't have to be a thing. But I remember like every band that played for the rest of the show just got up there and like kind of ripped him a new one in front of everybody. And it just totally, the tension in the room just like dropped to the floor. It was very strange.
Oh,
But
that's good.
yeah, this was a long time ago. But, you know, we've been lucky to have tours with awesome, you know, bands recently. And even if, you know, it's not like the best reaction, like nothing really horrible has happened. So that's good.
That's great. I honestly, like you said, I think the normal instinct for a band that's touring with you is to be like, okay, well, fuck that guy. Let's respond in our own way. And especially like you and I are friends. It would have been, I would have had the same reaction. I would have felt the same way. But like, I don't understand that, like the mentality there just to be like, all right, well, there's a woman in that band. I gotta figure something out. I gotta do something about that. The guy, like,
I got something for that. Knocked Loose, Acacia Strain, and us. We're on a tour. We were playing, I don't even need to say where, but basically Taylor does the merch for Knocked Loose. Mm-hmm. And for anyone who doesn't know, Taylor is a lady, and she does more than merch. She does lights, and she's fucking incredible. And genuinely one of my favorite people I've been on tour with. The guy who was doing
she
the
has
merch,
a master's degree. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
No. My God.
Is that true?
It's not, but Brian told me she did.
Okay.
So,
well, okay. So the guy, the merch count guy, was like, this isn't my first show, my first rodeo, little lady.
oh,
Like, I know these numbers aren't true. I know you're sneaking stuff in, and not to, you know, talk out of turn. They can't sneak stuff in because, you know, they do very well. And she was just kind of like, what the fuck? And like expressed it. The whole tour kind of found out. At the end of the show, the whole tour, were like talking to each other, blah, blah, blah. And Devin, big man from Acacia Strain, pulls a Kramer going to get the statue from the dude's house, just goes and straight up grabs the guy by the scruff, brings him to the group and just goes, apologize.
wow.
And the guy said, I don't want any trouble. I'm sorry. I realize I shouldn't have said what I said. Don't even worry about the cut. So like, it's different than I think the important thing is not to be like, it's to be like, hey, you need to apologize for what you said. And you need to realize that the way you didn't say that to James, who we were definitely sneaking merchant. You know what I mean? Like,
I've never not snuck merchant.
Exactly. So it's like, well, I wonder why he only fucking said that to Taylor when no one else was around. You know what I mean? So it's like pointing that out, I think is key. That's an interesting, Emma. Are there other situations?
I hate to go the route of like, what's it like to be a woman in music? Because obviously that's every fucking interview you'll ever get. But the reality is, like, there's nothing cooler than being a woman who rocks in music. I don't think there's a thing that people naturally want to gravitate towards more than that. If you're not an asshole, you're going to look at that peripherally and be like, all right, well, I have to support this because it's cool.
I pop for it for like influences. So I think when younger girls who aren't sure what they're maybe capable of or doubting themselves or whatever see you or see Reba, see people in bands who aren't the typical like metal guy or whatever the fuck. Like that's for me. I think that's the coolest thing on earth. Like that's my favorite shit because that's what got us all into music, right? Is like our heroes or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Like I don't know. I think a lot of like the really gross stuff that I dealt with was probably a good 5 years ago when we were super new and. Ever since then, there's been this huge, surge of women and, other like non-binary, like femme presenting people being in bands. And so I think it's definitely more common now. And there's these conversations happening now. So it's not as weird. And that's awesome because, I can see it becoming normalized in real time. The more that, bands play shows, we play shows, and just as time goes on generally. And I feel like you guys could probably see it too.
Absolutely.
100%. Each generation leaves their mark in a very special way. And things just kind of get a little easier for everybody for the next generation. And the way that you guys are doing that will be felt for a long time.
Wow. Well, thank you.
It's fucking sick. You know it.
That's awesome.
I guess we could go into best show, but like, where's the fun in that?
I love talking shit. So,
well, is there, okay. And you can be as careful as you want here, but Bo and I have stayed in some real fucking dirt holes. We've talked about that. Is there a worst place you've stayed that comes to mind?
Probably my least favorite city in the world is Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Ooh, never been.
It's rough. We've played a couple shows there and just like weird experiences. And then, we stayed at a house there one time that was hard. I always appreciate when people want to offer their homes, but I don't think that certain people, if they've never been on tour, they don't know like exactly, what is acceptable for 6 people to sleep in versus not. And
they're flat fishing.
That's almost flat fishing. Yeah, Colin coined it. It's like catfishing, but with their flat. And you just said basically what we said, like verbatim. Yeah, verbatim when we were first talking about that.
It feels shitty to say this, but like, it almost feels like they care more about, like a band staying at my house than like actually like, like helping a band out with the place to stay. Cause it's like, cool, you have tile floors and 2 sofa chairs and like
and a
something
towel
like that
you all share.
Not even. And there was one house that we stayed in and this shower was so bad. And I literally stood in the shower, and as I was in there, I was like, I'm getting dirtier by being in here than I was before I got in here. And I just started sobbing. I just didn't know how to handle it.
I've had 2 moments like that where it was one shower that was like freshly jizzed in, And I was the first person showering in there from the band. Fresh jizz. And I looked at the shampoos. None of them were a jizz-like texture. So that was human. The second
Jizzbergs floating around,
dude. The second, have you guys ever stayed at a place with a well shower?
No.
Like well water?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like you're showering in poop.
Hard?
No, it's poop.
Oh.
Well, it's sulfur.
Yeah, it's poop.
It's sulfur, so it smells like farts.
It's poop.
No.
So
where
do you go?
I've dude, on Warped Tour we took monster canned water showers.
Right.
That's
better. I'll take that over the well, man.
But it sucks. Wow. You know what I mean? It just sucks. Or like the communal showers on Warped Tour, where there's just like 300 people sloshing around.
Like Ronnie Radke's in there.
He probably had a shower on his bus. Dude, you want to know a great... I got to tell a quick Chris Mills story. You're going to love this. Did I tell the bus story about why he stayed on the other bus?
No.
So Harm's Way was sharing a bus with Every Time I Die, but we were one bunk short for everyone to have a bunk. So Chris stayed with Unearth on their bus, and we were going to. It was a 5-week tour. There was 5 of us. We were going to do 1 week at a time, which is disgusting because no one cleans those sheets. You know what I'm saying? So that's never a good idea.
I was going to ask that about your little van mattress, Emma.
Yeah,
y'all washing that sheet on the bed?
I feel like, yeah, we do sometimes, but we just, okay, that sounds horrible. We do. I feel like we'd sooner just like, buy a new sheet. That's like a thing that Dying Wish would do.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
We love buying stuff. So sorry to interrupt. Bro.
No, not at all. So like the week is coming up and we drew cards for who had to move. And I think Casey was next. And Chris was like, hey, Casey, don't even worry about it. Like, I'll just stay. And it's just like, whatever. And obviously, like, none of us were really tight with Unearth. We're all really, so it's like the fun bus versus, you know what I mean?
It turned out to be the fun bus versus the nice bus?
It was the fun bus versus a bus with a shower on it.
Oh.
Found out like four weeks in.
So Chris hit the jackpot and didn't fucking tell
Literal jackpot. Literal jackpot.
Wow.
I call that strategy.
He's a smart man.
Because he got fucked. And then but you fucked yourself trying to fuck him.
He didn't get fucked. We were all going to get fucked. We were all
He got fucked first, Bo.
He was first in line.
That's the hardest one. We all know that. I've never asked this before on the show. I'm going to ask everybody going forward.
Yeah. So this is good too, because when we have people back, we can
ask them this. Yeah. And I have. So I'm not going to think you're crazy if you say yes. Okay? Emma, have you ever seen a ghost?
Oh yeah.
Instant. You didn't even hesitate 1 second.
Neither of you saw a fucking ghost.
I will die by this.
What did you say, Bo?
I said neither of you have seen a ghost. No one has seen a ghost.
Up, you piece of
ever
shit.
On Earth.
Shut up.
You haven't seen what I've seen, man.
Oh, Emma, fill me in.
I lived in a house when we first moved so I lived in Southern Oregon until I was like 13, almost 14. And then we moved to the Portland area and we moved into this house and it was brand new. And built in Oregon City, which is like the oldest established city on the West Coast, if I remember correctly from the history I learned from the place I lived for so long. But, and so there was always like this really eerie feeling there. And I had like a theory that it was like built on top of like some old graves before like cemeteries were a thing or something.
Classic move.
Now I sound crazy, but
no, I was going to say the same thing.
I swear to God, I saw a cloaked figure float across my living room one time, and other things had happened, but I was only ever home alone, and it was like preying on me because I was like new and young and like living in this new environment and didn't have any friends, and I felt like it was feeding off of like my energy. Wow. And it was evil.
Wow. Just a malignant presence.
It was scary.
Bo, what's your fucking problem, huh? You're over there smirking like you're
here's my thing. I do not disbelieve people. I don't think people are like making shit up. I really genuinely don't.
You think I'm crazy?
But I think I think there's like lots of weird shit can happen when we're sleepy. Lots of weird shit can happen when you daydream. I fucking thought I time traveled in high school once, straight up.
You did.
No, I fell asleep. You remember me? Yeah. No, I just I think that there's a lot of like there's frequencies that we can't hear. There's kinds of light that we can't see.
Oh my God.
There's lots of things that we don't know how to perceive.
There's literally nothing I can't see. Okay. And I know that because I saw
ultraviolet light, X-rays, radio waves, stuff like that.
I can see those. I'm seeing them right now. And one is saying, fuck Bo.
I have never seen anything.
Okay.
I would love to. That's
your journey, man. I've only seen one and I was in the right place at the wrong time.
I believe in paranormal things, but I don't believe in any kind of a afterlife explanation.
I'm with you. I'm with you, and that's what is so complicated for me. Because like to believe in like hell, you have to believe in God, and it's just not a thing. It's like provably untrue. So,
but energy, where does it go?
Okay,
I don't know. I think it either releases or it's gone forever. We'll literally never know.
This is one of my favorite analogies for this kind of discussion when I've gotten into it before. You know, when you would take a cell phone and put it by an amp or a speaker and it okay, yeah, it does a little number. That are two pieces of technology interacting. The analog speaker is like, I don't know what a cell signal is. Here's how I'm translating it. I don't really think I don't think that's very different from what we're going on. What's happening when people see something. See, something is crossing your plane. It's energy. Yes, it's something else that we don't know how to perceive, but that doesn't mean it's fucking Casper.
No, it was. I'll tell you. Let me tell you. So the year was 2010.
Oh,
this was my scary year. Fucking. Do I have the scary noise anymore?
No.
Nope, that was on the old one. Okay, so the year was 2010. This is my. Oh, you didn't update to the beta, so you can see.
I couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi.
Well, it was 2010. It was my first U.S. tour ever. I was playing drums for Alpha and Omega. The tour was Bane, Trapped Under Ice, Cruel Hand, Alpha and Omega. Crazy tour.
I remember that
Awesome.
tour.
Not a bad gig. Not a single one.
I'm sure.
I think this was Nashville, and we were staying at a friend of Luis's, the singer. Luis is the singer. A friend of his, this girl Katie. It was this huge house that had clearly been there for like 1,000 years. Rough estimate. And there's like a party going on. So that's not my bag, baby. I want to go to sleep. So and Walter Delgado, the singer of Rotting Out, was the bass player of Alpha and Omega at the time. And that was both of us. We were like, let's get in there and fall asleep, which kind of in a situation like this, he and I are competing for quietest, comfiest spot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like out of the van, beats me to the punch, goes up to, he discovers the attic before I do. There's
Sleep in the van.
There's a long. What the hell? It's hot.
Yeah, an attic isn't hot.
No, there's AC, brother.
In an attic? That's impressive. In a 1,000-year-old house.
Well, there was a fan, but either way, attic with like an open staircase versus van. This was a different era, brother. You didn't leave the van on. You know?
No, neither would I.
I would have melted in there. I would rather slept outside.
Dude, the third floor apartment here has AC and it's fucking 1,000 degrees. And I'm sorry.
I wasn't thinking this attic is haunted, so I'm not going to sleep in there. But what I came to realize, so Walter got there first. He was in the lone bed. He was asleep within like a minute. So I get up there about a minute after him and I'm like, fucking Walter took the damn bed. And so the layout of the room is like staircase going up to the attic. And then the banister from the staircase continues this way.
Gotcha.
Up top with like a bookshelf next to it. And the bed is at the end of the room. So there's only one way you can go, right? You get up there, you spin around, and you can go one way towards the bed.
Gotcha.
As I'm walking towards the bed, I say, oh, excuse me. because somebody is scooting past me to go down the stairs. But they're not to the stairs yet. I'm not to the stairs. I'm like halfway to the bed.
And let's just reiterate. What were you going up there to do?
Fall asleep eventually. I wasn't super
I'm just
tired.
saying, man, there's always like this common denominator. It's
There's no
always
common. The common denominator here is that fuck you. So and as soon as I pass by this spectral ghoul, I realize like nothing, no physical thing was actually in the room. And I turned around about a second after, like your mind goes through this process so fast in this moment. We're like, excuse me, wait, there was no person there. And I turned around and there was in fact no person there. But here's the kicker. I was able to see it was a woman with dark hair in a white dress. About an hour later, I go downstairs because I can't fit up there. And I'm talking to the person whose house it is. Her name is Katie again. And I say, Katie, is your house haunted? And she stops for a second and responds, did you see her? And it was like, and then I was like, can you please describe her? And she was like, it's a small girl. And I was like, dark hair. She was like, yes. And I was like, white dress. And she was like, oh my God. I guess she was a very sweet ghost who just walked around and stayed in various rooms. But that was enough for me, brother. Ghosts are real. At least one is.
I guess I'm kind of being semantical about what I think a ghost is. You know what I mean? I'm not into the idea of like Patrick Swayze like doing stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And
I am into that movie. Don't get me wrong.
Great movie.
But
Sexy
like that
movie.
premise of what a ghost is, that's not my bag, baby.
I agree. And I think that I would agree with you if I had never had this experience.
But even if I had the experience, I wouldn't think of it this like, you know what I mean? Like I really think that
you'd be the guy in the horror movie that pisses people off, or you just saw a ghost and you're like, that was weird.
Yeah. No, I would just think of it as something that I can't. I know people can explain wind. I don't know what wind actually is.
Oh my God.
Tell me what wind is, Colin.
Wind is your ass colliding with the fucking air, and your ass is so dumb.
What it actually is pressure moving past each other. But do you think
you can describe wind?
No. My point being, do you think people 300 years ago knew that? No, they thought the wind was fucking, gods and shit.
Honestly, when I was a kid and I stuck my hand out the window and we were driving, I thought the wind was Stay Puft Marshmallows. Like, because it feels like multiple big marshmallows in your hands when you're moving that fast. And I would always be so sad when I pulled my hand back in and there were no marshmallows.
Now, aliens and cryptids, I'm on board. I'm just not on board.
You think that fucking chupacabra is real?
It's got to be.
See, I've also seen a UFO, so.
Okay.
You have?
Tell it.
Emma.
Okay.
Emma.
UFO, and I guarantee you someone who is watching this, I'm sure, has seen something similar. It was far enough away that it definitely wasn't an airplane, but it wasn't close enough, it wasn't close enough to be an airplane, but it wasn't far enough away to be a satellite. It was, I could just tell by looking at it that it was in a part of the atmosphere that things do not normally stay in. And it was a bright red light, and it was so fast, but it was so far away, but it was so fast. And one went up, and the other one went up at the same speed, and then a third one at the same equal distance from the first two followed the second one, and they were hovering up into the sky, and then they just stopped all at the same time with the equal distance away from each other, and then just buzzed there for a minute.
Could you
and
hear
I'm
it
just
buzzing?
standing there. No, you couldn't hear anything. Okay. And I'm just standing there looking at it like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, the first one just shoots so fast. It just like shoots away and disappears. And then the second one and the third one. And it was just like very like perfect, like very methodical, the way that everything happened. Like it was wild. And I tried looking into it and I could find no explanation.
Wow. I feel like at this point, the government has all but said like aliens are for sure real.
Oh yeah.
How long ago was that? Oh.
2014, 2015.
Okay. Drones were less common that long ago. That's like, okay. Because you could certainly they can program drones to like do whole shows and shit now. You know, and like
at that time,
a drone at night, it moves fucking fast and weird. You know, so I could. But yeah, at that time, it was,
do you know? So Andrew Morrissey's fiance, Andrew Morrissey, who we talk about on the show every single fucking week without fail, his fiance Emily Chancellor. Do you know her, Bo?
Of course.
Okay.
I introduced.
Have you ever heard her mom's stories?
Wait, is it from where their family house is?
She is like a UFO abductee celebrity.
Whoa.
Oh, I remember her mentioning this. We didn't like go into it.
It's a thing, man. She's like a multiple time abductee. We got to get her on the show.
Whoa, yeah, let's get her on the show.
It might be Elise Chancellor. I don't know why I'm thinking the name Elise. Elise Chancellor.
I wonder if we should be putting someone's name out like that.
That's true. I don't think that's her name. So I fool you. I made it up.
It's definitely not her name.
But I feel like she would love to come on and talk about aliens with us.
I'd fucking do it. I'd do it, no problem, brother.
Fucking let's go, dude.
You ever play, either of you ever play or been around in Reno and bring up skinwalkers to the locals?
No.
The last time we were there, we were hanging out with a bunch of guys there, eating tacos, having a great time. Barrel of laughs, these guys. Mm-hmm. Someone jokingly brought up skin, and they all just like, we're like, shut it down.
Like you said, Large Marge or something?
Straight up.
Wow.
And that,
my wife is from there. I'll ask her about
ask her about it.
Maybe she'll fucking shoot me in the head or something.
Yeah, I love shit like that.
We're winding down here now. We're at the 48-50 minute mark. Should we get into some culinary?
Are those all the stock questions that you have?
Yeah, I got best show, but like
yeah. I just want to make sure because I didn't read it very well.
But every Dying Wish show is the best show, right, Emma? I'm actually curious about that. Let's talk about this because I haven't toured post pandemic. So my perception is that like every show is sick now. Mm-hmm. Is every show sick?
Honestly, like there's a couple duds. There's a couple cities that have been duds for us. Like for some reason, Bo, I don't know. Every time we play Chicago, I don't think they care. But maybe we'll grow on them.
Chicago.
Talk to your fucking people.
Chicago took us 10 years to be able to sell out a 400 cap room.
Wow.
And that's I'm not exaggerating. Chicago's tough. Chicago is similar to LA and New York only in the sense that
locals have a harder time.
Well, yeah, but also that there's so much that comes through. Every tour is going to go to LA. If it's an A market tour, it's going to go to LA, it's going to go to New York, and it's going to go to Chicago.
So saturated.
Not Joliet, you know what I mean? Like not Peoria, like it's going to go to Chicago. Even Milwaukee is kind of B market. So it's like there's oversaturation is a good way to put it.
It's the same for LA in terms of it's really you can't fucking predict it. But like Twitching Tongues at Home took like 4 full years until we had like a good show. Mm-hmm. And we were killing it in fucking Jacksonville.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Harm's Way play LA or Boston or something. Oh. No, it was fantastic.
Boston's the GOAT.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, something about Chicago.
So yeah, our show's good, Emma.
Yeah. I think we have a different experience here in Portland with our hometown shows because there isn't really like a ton going on in the scene here. Mm-hmm. And it's not a saturated market, It's far. It's far. I love the Northwest, and I think everyone should tour through here because it's beautiful and the shows are good, but I understand. And honestly, like this last show that we played with Code Orange at the Wonder Ballroom, which is a venue I've always wanted to play. It's gorgeous, big, and that was unreal, just like playing, to our hometown and the reaction that we got. But shows are good. I think that our gauge for them, or at least mine, is like if there is at least one circle pit. That's how you know people are feeling it. Like, people love to circle pit now. Like, especially when we toured with like Limp Bizkit and like the Motionless in White crew. Like, those fans don't really know what to do to our music. But if they're feeling it and we're like, all right, give me a circle pit, then they do that. And we actually started the last leg of the Limp Bizkit tour. We started to do a Wall of Death at the beginning of Enemies in Red, and people were catching on to that. So like, that's kind of my gauge, like that crowd interaction.
If the Wall of Death works, the show is good.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good gauge. I mean, Twitching Tongues is so different because like every city's different every time we play there. So I don't know how it's going to be until the third song.
Outside of California, what would be your like Twitching Tongue's best city?
Outside of California, probably New England.
That's a big city.
Like Boston. Oh, like a small city?
No. New England is not a city.
Oh, I mean, but anywhere there is like, it feels, anywhere we play in New England is like, it feels like a hometown show.
I remember that Boston show. Where was it? The Middle East? Is that what that place is called?
Yeah, and that one wasn't super crazy, but I feel like we were kind of just like, our steam had been deflated by then. But other than that one, I swear to God, they were all good.
You guys have a good experience in San Antonio, Texas?
Fuck yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
I told you, Bo.
Yeah, you did.
I was the one who said San Antonio goes the fucking hardest, man. They got something to prove there.
Shout out San Antonio.
I love it.
Probably my favorite, if you want to call it Southern. I don't know how Texans feel about the term Southern, but if you want to call it that, easily my favorite place to play. San Antonio is fucking incredible. Never had a bad show there.
Is San Antonio where Vibes is?
Vibes.
Vibes or Fives?
Vibes. Oh, yeah. Vibes,
There's a mall there.
There's a big, nice mall there.
Love that mall. There's the Alamo.
Love that
right.
Alamo.
You remember?
I've never been to the Alamo. I've never been, but okay, I see this is a bit now.
Well. I got you with that one. All right, let's talk food, Emma.
Yeah, let's talk food.
Let's do it.
I'm
sweating.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, me too. I'm starving. When you're, let's say your Sprinter van is flying down the highway, right? Mm-hmm. You see one of them signs that's like food, quarter mile. What's on there that makes you go, pull the fucking van off the highway right now?
Right now.
Two things: Del Taco.
Wow.
Or Carl's Jr.
Really? Because of the Carl Beyond?
I love Carl. Yeah.
The Carl Beyond burger just changed the whole game for you guys, huh?
It's great. Yeah, it's better than the Impossible at Burger King, but I'll eat that too if I have to.
Yeah.
Is that everywhere?
Yes.
Not McDonald's, right? It's got to be the holdout.
No. I can't wait to go to Europe and eat McDonald's, honestly. I haven't had McDonald's in a long time.
Them fries, you're going to taste them for the first time. It's going to hit different.
The McVegan is outstanding.
The McPlant?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, yeah. We had it in Finland, and it was actually very good.
Did they not have it here?
No.
I thought that was the whole idea, is that we were going to get it here.
It's like the test market was Helsinki.
Oh, sick.
So, okay. Carl, so what? Oh, I love Del Taco. I think that's a good answer. They have a ton of Beyond shit there, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they have like ground beef? Like Beyond ground beef? Mm-hmm. I think that's what Nick loves that too. Nick is our vegan.
I get the 5-layer burrito. I'm also the only vegan, but everyone else loves Del Taco. So
that's what rocks about Del Taco. Everyone can eat.
They have a very expansive menu too. Fries are great. It's very expansive. The fries are great. The guac is great. The burgers are great.
The burger, right? Yeah.
Don't forget Del Scorcho.
Love Del Scorcho. They're fucking their fountain, Mr. Pibb, is out of this world. Better than
Never
Dr.
tried that.
Pepper. Better than Dr. Burr. Can't quote me.
Interesting.
Okay, now what do you see on the sign that makes you go, keep fucking driving? And if you stop here, Emma angry.
And angry.
This is kind of a new development for me. I am currently on month 7 of no Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I'm not doing this again for a full year. I don't like it.
They crossed you?
It's just
I don't like it.
But you know that varies by
I don't like
location. You know that the Taco Bellista who prepares your food, it depends on their mood.
And that's why I don't fuck with that. And there's just too many times, and there's so many red flags, and I just keep turning my eyes to the red flags of Taco Bell.
7 months.
And, yeah. And
So are you a sody girly?
not really. I'll drink like Coke Zero, or even
yeah.
like when we were in Vegas, we were going to go to the Taco Bell cantina, and I was like, well, maybe I just get
Booze it up.
Yeah, maybe I just get one of those, but then I felt like it was breaking the rules, so we went somewhere else.
It is.
Oh my God.
It would be breaking the rule.
You wouldn't have a
That's
little
what I'm
mommy
saying.
water?
Brother, she's 7 layers worth of months into this
Yeah.
thing. She's not going to do it.
Could
I'm
not
in too
be
deep.
me.
Could not be me. The only Taco Bell near my apartment is the Cantina in Wicker Park, and I go there.
Yeah, you take the fucking bus there. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, I have
way.
taken the bus back from getting Taco Bell with my Taco Bell on the bus.
You couldn't, there's no establishment. You couldn't pay me to fucking take the bus to eat.
You walked 8 miles for something you won't go back
That
to.
was recreational. And guess what?
I like literally outside of my front door is a bus stop. So I can track when it's coming, hop on, scan with my phone, and then I just stand for like 4 blocks and hop off.
I don't believe you.
I literally take
We're
the
live
bus
right now?
every day.
I don't.
I don't believe it.
You take the bus every day?
Yeah.
Every day.
Well, I feel like you guys live in cities where you get on a bus and there's fucking flowers and harps playing.
Yeah, that's Chicago
way.
for sure, dude. That's how everyone would describe Chicago.
Yeah. Portland transportation there's no harps?
No harps. It's really easy to ride. And, for the most part, like, it's pretty chill. But I've definitely had some experiences, especially as, like, a young person.
For sure.
By myself. But, yeah. I love the bus, personally. It's easy.
Here's a bus story that relates to you, Emma. The last time not the last time I saw you, but on the Acacia Strain tour, I took a bus up Damon to the Beat Kitchen, got off at Belmont. I got off it early because I got super fucking nauseous. The bus like moved and I was looking at my phone and I get car sick really easily. So I was just like, ugh. Got off the bus, walked. It was very cold out. Walked to the venue. Was nauseous the whole night. Saw you. Thank you. There he is. Saw everybody. Took an Uber home. Sick the whole way. I remained nauseous for the next 6 weeks.
Wow.
In bed, waking.
6 weeks nauseous?
I swear to God.
Good God.
I ended up having to take antibiotics. I had an inner ear infection from a sinus infection that I had that I was well over.
Oh, my God.
And it made me sick. I was nauseous for 6 weeks. Lowest point of
You're telling me week 2 you weren't like something's wrong.
I went to urgent care 3 times. And they kept prescribing me like, oh, it'll pass. It's probably like inert vertigo. Here's anti-nausea pills, which make you sleepy.
Right.
Dramamine is no good. No bueno.
You're sleeping good, but then you're waking up.
Dude, have you ever taken
Fucking falling
Dramamine? It's
over.
actually the worst sleep you've ever had.
I have taken
You get
flights.
like the Jimmy legs. Yeah, on flights. Oh, definitely.
And I can't sleep on a plane. Sorry to interrupt, Emma.
No.
I can't sleep on a plane, medication aside. So I just get really tired and I'm awake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can fall asleep anywhere.
You're one of those?
Plane including.
Fuck
I'm one of those.
You fucking X-Man. You're a superhero.
What I was gonna say, Bo, is I also had a stomach ache that night, but for a completely different reason. Do you remember what we were doing that night?
4 Loco.
Five
Red Bull,
Loco.
5 Loco. Yeah.
There's a 5th Loco?
So
Cinco de Loco.
the idea, I don't remember whose idea this was. It was either Ollie's idea or probably Tom, actually, and from the Acacia strain. And
Yeah.
the idea was to get a 4 Loco, and they don't have caffeine in them anymore, so they don't mess you up like they used to. So you take a sip, and then you put a 5-hour energy drink in it, and then you drink the whole thing.
I do remember that.
And I made it probably about this far before I was like, I physically can't move. And the Acacia strain was playing, and I felt so bad because afterwards they had just like chugged it, and they were like having a great time, and I'm just like, I want to die.
Your tummy hurts so bad.
Yeah, I'm apparently I'm too old for that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, the Acacia strain are a bunch of young bucks for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you ever have original recipe for Loco?
Oh yeah. In high school.
What did it do to you? Because I saw a grown man like fucking taken to his knees by original recipe for Loco.
Yeah, I definitely used to drink them in high school, but it would take me such a long time to drink them. And I feel like when I was younger, I was so disconnected from like my brain and my body whenever I would like drink or like smoke weed. So I just like don't even really remember. Like I probably like browned out or just, you know, we stayed home. Like, you know, we weren't about to get drunk as teenagers and then go like walk around and be stupid. But,
Right.
yeah.
Colin, you ever
sure I
been
fell
drunk
asleep.
or high?
I've never been drunk or high.
Wow.
So,
You know what? That's not true because I've had surgery.
aside from that, of course.
And let me tell you, I know I've talked about it before. Huge fan of love an opioid. And that's my
Awesome.
fear. I think that's why straight edge is so important for me because now that I've tasted the good stuff, I think I would just be a wreck. If I ever break, I'm breaking like 2.
On pills?
Oh my God. No, I'm going I'm hardlining stuff straight up.
Straight to heroin.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
Emma, do you have a favorite?
Hard drug.
Do you have a favorite restaurant that isn't like a chain, like a place where if you're in the city that it's in, you gotta go?
Oh yeah. There's a place in Nashville called Gray's that I really like.
Gray? Like the color?
Gray's.
Oh,
Gray's.
Oh, like to. I'm gonna breathe.
Seattle, there's a place called Chumin Tofu Deli. That's probably my favorite. Yeah, I used to be a really big
Chumin?
Chicago diner fan, and
Yeah.
then the last time I had it, I was really disappointed.
Yeah. The Chicago diner experience, it varies, but the fucking, and I've said this to James and we haven't done it yet, but he refuses to accept, and he's lactose intolerant. So like really he should be all over this. The peanut butter cookie dough milkshake from the Chicago diner is the single, and Colin, you and I are on the same page. I'm a vanilla guy.
I'm not a peanut butter guy by any means.
They have it without.
I would borderline say I'm anti peanut butter.
They have it without, where you could just get the cookie
What's
dough
the
and like
fucking
chocolate.
point? Oh, it's cookie. All right, cookie dough is I'm back in
Cookie dough is
in
my
any
favorite.
scenario.
But you know me, you can't beat a classic vanilla milkshake. That's my jam. This thing is the single greatest like cold dessert I've ever had.
Yeah, I screwed up not getting a milkshake. I just got a sandwich.
Yeah, would you get the Reuben or something? Dagwood.
No, I got a Cubano.
Cubano.
Oh, fucking love. You know, all this talk about
good.
just getting into sandwiches. That's my favorite sandwich.
Really? A Cubano?
Oh.
The Cuban is my favorite sandwich.
Some ham, a
I
little
love it.
mustard, some cheese.
So good.
Yeah.
A little cheese on there.
I work at a restaurant here that does an amazing Cubano. So when I ordered that at Chicago Diner, I was expecting something as good, and it wasn't. So, yeah.
Chicago Diner is not the best vegan spot here, I think. Handlebar is my favorite, but I'm not a vegan. But Handlebar rocks. If you're ever,
I
if you
feel
guys
like
come
now-
back,
Check it out.
if you play in Wicker Park next time, it's right there.
Is it like I've toured with vegetarians and vegans before, and they had a pretty terrible time most of the time. I feel like it's the world has changed. It's cheat. Y'all are cheating now. There's some substitute for everything.
Think about Earth Crisis.
Oh,
They
dude.
do.
Did you ever watch the DVD of them in Japan?
Yes.
They can't eat anything.
Nothing. Everything is rice. Everything is fish, even rice sometimes.
But look at you, Emma.
I know, we're
You got
spoiled.
nuggies, dogs, hogs.
Portillo's has a
Frogs.
vegan dog now. Next time
You told me that.
Yeah. And James just had it, said it's great.
Awesome.
Threw it through the garden, as they say.
My favorite tour meal actually is California, and it's Ike's.
Ooh, Ike's is great.
Love Ike's.
Big.
Ike's has
Love
expanded though.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
elsewhere.
they're in Vegas. They even have them in Texas now.
Arizona, Texas, probably New Mexico. You ever met
The more
Ike?
the merrier. No.
Oh, he's around?
He's around. He's at the Burbank one all the time.
Is he
And
small? He looks
oh
like
my
a small
God.
man.
He's Emma. I can't believe that you just said that. He's
I'm
legit.
sorry.
Like he's no. I mean, like, how did you? I would have never known that. He's straight up
Because I
like
saw a cutout of him and I took a picture with it.
that's exact size.
Oh, wow.
He's like
smaller than me.
5 foot, I think, maybe 4'11".
Whoa.
He's a very small guy.
Whoa, that's a
Short
small
king.
man.
And because whenever he's there, you get 10% off.
What a guy.
He's insane, dude. He's
I
unbelievable.
like Ike. Amazing.
I want to meet him.
Yeah. Shout out. Hey, Ike, we want you on the show, brother.
I've had the honor
please.
twice now. I'm sure it'll never happen again. But
Yeah.
Ike, he's got to live close to Burbank because he's at that one all the time. And the soda fountains always they fill them syrups there. I'll tell you what.
Don't they have Cheerwine?
They do have Cheerwine.
I do love Cheerwine.
That's where I discovered voodoo chips too, and those are my favorite.
Ooh.
Love a voodoo chip. The spicy one.
Oh, the spicy one, dude.
Yeah.
Just had it a couple weeks ago.
They sell them at the Dollar Tree.
Really?
Yes,
This is breaking news, folks.
it's awesome.
All right.
Well, we're at an hour 8, so this is a good time to wind things down.
Yep.
Emma, it has been such a pleasure having you on the show. Is there anything you want to leave the people with as a person who people want to hear from and care about?
Fuck, we didn't talk about Limp Bizkit.
I guess let's talk about Limp Bizkit. What was that like?
Yeah. We got to know.
It was wild. Yeah, I feel like everyone asked this because it's just so insane that was even a thing in the first place. I did not know. I didn't believe it was real until we loaded in and we were like, all right, this is a sound check. But yeah, they took such good care of us, like literally free catering all day. So we had like free food whenever. Their crew was amazing. Fred was super nice. We hung out and it was just like an incredible experience, and their fans are wild, but I feel like they got it. So,
It's really interesting that they kind of had like no involvement with hardcore at all.
At all.
Forever, and then brought like 8 hardcore bands on tour at the same time. Mm-hmm. That's the nice thing to do.
yeah, it's
It
sick.
sure is. Yeah.
And it seems like you guys all rose to the occasion and won the people over. So
Yeah, all the
what's
videos I
going
saw
on?
looked really good.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, they were just stoked to be there. And a lot of the markets that we played were like, C markets, like
Ontario,
Green Bay,
California.
Indiana, Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Like people that don't experience live music. And so it was like it was an event for them. So it was cool. It's cool to be a part of it.
So cool.
So proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I know a tour you have coming up. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we're going on tour with The Devil Wears Prada and
Jeez.
Stray from the Path. And that's like 6 weeks, I think, 5 or 6. And then we're playing Blue Ridge. We're going to go back to Furnace Fest this year, which I'm really excited for. And then we go back, or actually, first time in Europe with Lionheart and Terror in October.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Lionheart is like fucking the Beatles there. It's crazy.
Are you in a Sprinter or are you in a bus? Do you know?
Sprinter.
Yeah, good. Good luck.
Godspeed,
Godspeed.
brother.
I know. It'll be a time.
The first time is like rose tinted
It's so magical that
it's
you're
so
not
cool.
even
Yeah, it
you're
doesn't
not even
matter.
suffering. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got to have you back after you've been to Europe.
A follow-up
Yeah.
after Europe. That's a great idea.
A modern Euro tour review from Emma.
Love
You'll
it.
be our
Well,
correspondent.
I mean, we might be a little busy after, but maybe we'll want to talk about that stuff too. So I'll definitely come back for sure.
I
The
see.
Wishers are just going. Wow.
I see. Is there other stuff that's yet to be announced?
Yeah, we're working on some things.
Oh,
Crazy.
good for you. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Emma, for being with us. We'll be back next Wednesday with insert guest. We can't wait to see you. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.